In a world forged by sorcery and warfare, a world full of battle and adventure. A new age is dawning. And a dark force arises. The courage of one human being must unite the realms and lead the armies. Into one final decisive battle. Fate will come full circle. It has begun.
Welcome back, my dearest friends. Welcome back to our so amazing, sexy SpellForce, Shadow of the Phoenix. But it is not a Shadow of the Phoenix. This is a Platinum version game, GOG no less. SpellForce, which is actually SpellForce. Order of Dawn. That's the campaign that we shall be playing. There are 2 more expansions. Eren campaign and Phoenix campaign, and you have a free game mode. This game is quite unique. This is #1 RPG RTS game of all time for me. It's #1 because it does things that most games did not do back in the day, at least that I know of. Specifically nicely melt, but not really maybe mix, that's the good word. RTS and RPG, and by that I mean a real good RTS game with amazing RPG elements. And you shall see all that. There are many races in the game, and it's definitely the best in the series. There is SpellForce 2 with its own massive amount of expansion packs, but to be honest, it was kinda dumbed down in every aspect, from RTS point to RPG point. So we're gonna be beginning the campaign that is so amazing and so massively long. I never finished it. I came near the very end and I stopped because I was tired like a little bitch at that point. The game is very, very massive, and after that of course you have expansion packs that I never touched, mind you. And so all this is gonna be completely not new, though to be honest it's gonna be new in a different way. We shall be playing as a female, unbelievable female no less, and she will belong to Demon, of course. There you go, that's her. So you have a huge chunk of RPG moments in this, so you have ability that really define your characters. You have the light combat arts, Deal with light, quick weapons and armor that allows for freedom of movement. To attain higher level, good dexterity and agility are required. We have heavy combat arts. Is the ability to master large and powerful weapons of mass sexual destruction and wear heavy armor and shields and them sexy boobinsies. To attain higher levels, very high levels of strength and stamina are required. We will not be going for any of these specific roles. We will be going for something like white magic. I never played as a mage in this game. I always played as a combat character, or even, I don't think I even played as ranged combat character. Master your bows and crossbows. Of course, dexterity and solid strength are required. White magic is used to sustain strength. High levels can be reached by very high levels of wisdom and good amount of intelligentsia. Elemental magic is dedicated to controlling the elements fire, ice and earth. High intelligence and wisdom are required to reach higher levels. Mind magic is used to influence the spirit, either positively or negatively. And of course, to reach that, you need a lot of charisma and relatively high intelligence are requisite. And black and always an evil magic, so to speak, is used to destroy and weaken. To reach high levels, a very high level of intelligence and relatively high level of wisdom are required. We shall play as probably elemental magic. I would like to utilize fire, ice and earth. I'm guessing this is specifically a healing kind of a magic thing, I think. But to be honest, you can upgrade to another level. You can mix, if I'm not mistaken, your beautiful things. So you can have white magic and elemental magic if you desire so. We shall start with, let me just say this, you can see there are sub-specialization of all these things. I did not say anything about that, but there you go. You have the piercing weapons, the light blade weapons, light blunt weapons, light armor weapons. Not just armor, not really weapons. But as we're gonna go with the white magic, or the elemental magic, or the mind magic, not really, I'm thinking honestly, like, there's some very interesting specializations. So the life magic, for instance, encompasses numerous ways of healing and strengthening. Of course, nature permits taking control of animals as well as curing poison or diseases. Boons, like boobs, but not really. Blessing strengthen to improve allied units, giving a great advantage in battle. They can also be used against the undead, and we'll be fighting a lot of undead, and I mean, oh my god, a lot of undead. Elemental magic, classical stuff, fire, earth and sorrow, not really, but just fire, ice and earth. Aggressive fire magic, mainly used in destruction of enemies. It encompasses the spells with the highest damage, and it can also be used to summon and aid the fire elementals. Ice magic encompasses spells of reasonably strong damage, including the ability to freeze a foe or summon ice elementals. And earth magic encompasses medium strength damage spells, that also offers the ability to turn an enemy to stone and summon an earth elemental. To be honest, I went with the elemental to try it out once, and I did like the ice, to be honest, because it's ice. I like snow and all that bullshit, but the white magic and supporting my units would be more beneficial if I'm not gonna get close into the face of my enemy, you know, and hear the lamentation of their women. I would try to avoid that as much as possible. So I'm gonna go maybe life magic, healing and I want to be a healer. I always like being a medic in games. I'm gonna try this. I never played this. I usually always go a little bit more offensive. This time I'm just gonna try and heal my units and see how that's gonna go, right? We can skip a prologue, which would be beneficial. It's just a tutorial and I know everything, but it actually has its own story, which I do actually like in games like these. When a tutorial is actually connected to the storyline of sorts. You play as a different, of course, character and all that. But again, as I know all this, I'm gonna skip it this time. But to be honest, I don't know if oh man, it's like, you know what? I'm not gonna skip. I'm gonna go with everything. You know, you will see everything. You will enjoy everything. You will be amazed by everything. So there you go. Let's get a little bit up into the face. Not a huge chunk of choices in terms of face. Let's see, 12, 15, 16, 20, 25, 22. Jeez, there is a lot of choices in terms of faces. Let's choose a cute face that says, that's demon. but not really. We cannot turn these babies around, sadly. At least I do not know how to. So I can really see them from every angle. Ooh, this is a cute, I like the eyes in this one. I like the, you know, we're playing with life magic. She looks so evilishly sexy that I would like to play with her a little bit. Indian girls or Japanese, not bad, also like that very much. Blondes, I want to skip as much as possible, to be honest. Indeed, you have actually quite a few choices. I like this one. It's kind of a classical thing in this beautiful game, but I will definitely go with the cutie pie. That is definitely my sort of girl. Yeah, let's go get this beautiful lady. Raven hair, beautiful golden eyes, black lipstick. What's not to like? Lives. Okay, so we'll begin with life. We're gonna avoid combat as much as possible. So now we are left with points, stats, unbelievable stuff. The boring thing that nobody likes to look at, but not really. So life magic, white magic that is. High levels of wisdom and good amount of intelligentsia. So wisdom and intelligence. Would definitely go with that. But what the elemental magic does. Wisdom and intelligence. But higher intelligence than wisdom in this case. Okay. Okay, wisdom and intelligence, that's the thing we're going to be going for. It does tell you exactly what each thing, of course, does. More strength, more damage to enemies in close combat, stamina, maximum health points, dexterity, probability of striking an enemy, agility, being hit by an enemy, avoiding the damage, intelligence, of course, speed at which mana reserves are replenished, and that's, of course, important, maximum mana reserves, and charisma. Probability usually mind magic, enhance the effect of positive spells like healing. This actually could be beneficial. I'll get a few of those. So intelligence is which mana gets replenished. Very important in tight combat situation. Wisdom, the maximum amount of mana I can have. So again, I would like a replenishment rate to be very high, to be honest. I want a replenishment rate to be very high. Because if I'm gonna spam healing like a little bitch, I just want to be sure that I can do that. And that, of course, that my mana reserves are replenishing very fast. I mean, of course, wisdom is important to get a huge chunk of mana and all of that. That's sexy indeed. But let's start this amazing game that is #1 Demons RPG RTS hybrid of all time. There is no other game like it out there, in all honesty. So tutorial, let's begin.
It all began with the discovery of the Old Fire and the secret of the Convocation. 13 mages, blinded, driven by the greed for divine power, and under the bondage of the Circle, their armies unleashed death and destruction. Bonded with the power of ancient runes, cursed to eternal life and eternal death, until the last day of the old era had dawned.
So have you come to witness the day of my ultimate triumph, poor old man?
No. To witness your downfall. You cannot win. The Convocation is a lie. It will destroy all of us.
So... you really think I care a fig for your whimpering?
Tahira! Rowan sent us. He needs the power of the Rune warriors. The Northern Realms are in danger.
Rowan knows I will never serve a Circle Mage again. My powers are exhausted. I have seen quite enough misery and bloodshed. Rowan will have to look for somebody else.
That's why he sent us. A very special rune lies concealed somewhere in these lands. We're here to search for it. But we were attacked and Lev is wounded. He needs your help. We need your help.
Then I hardly have any choice. Very well. I will help you. Where is Lev?
I lost sight of him somewhere behind the gate there. I hope he's still alive. These damned orcs.
I'll look for him. You stay here by my hut.
Thank you, Tahira. It's good to have you back with us.
Welcome to the world of SpellForce. In this prologue, we will explain the game to you. Let's start with some general information. The name of the main character in the prologue is Tahira. She is a combination of fighter and sorceress. From now on, we will refer to the main character as the Avatar. Once you've solved the prologue, the game will continue with the avatar you selected before starting the game. Whenever you hold the mouse pointer over a button or an object, a help window with additional information will appear in the bottom left corner of the screen. When you are asked to click on something, this means a click with the left mouse button. We'll tell you about the right mouse button a little later in this presentation. When you click the Options button in the upper right, you can save the game or change the game settings at any point in time. Now select your avatar by clicking on Tahira in the game world. Very good. You can move the view with either the cursor keys or with the mouse by holding down the right mouse button. You can also adjust the view by moving the mouse pointer to the appropriate edge of the screen. A selected unit is marked with a colored ring. Your own units have a green ring. Enemy units a red and neutral or allied units blue ring. In the lower left, you can see the currently selected units and some additional information such as name, health condition, and amount of mana. You can select your avatar at any time by clicking on the portrait button in the upper left corner of the screen. By clicking on the portrait button with the right mouse button, the view will be moved to the appropriate unit. Move Tahira down the path to the east and through the open stone gate to the Bindstone, a large boulder, by clicking the right mouse button next to it. The Bindstone offers the Avatar an opportunity to connect his rune with this place. Should he perish, he will appear in the last Bindstone used. Enemies are able to sever the connection to a Bindstone if they attack it, thus causing you to lose one active Bindstone. Select the Bindstone with a click. At the bottom edge of the screen, you will find the action bar. A new symbol for Activate this Bindstone should have appeared there. Click on that symbol. The Bindstone will light up and is now active. You are now bound to this Bindstone. In the lower right, you will find the overview map. Black areas have not yet been explored and are automatically uncovered when you approach them with units. Your avatar has a greater view radius, so he will uncover a larger area. The dots on the overview map are in different colors. Green dots represent your own units, red enemy and blue neutral or allied units or buildings. A few special objects such as monuments are marked in yellow. Continue along the path to the east. SpellForce offers you the option of witnessing the events of the game from different views, including the third-person perspective, where you see the action from a position directly behind and slightly above your avatar. To change the view, press the page up key to zoom in and the page down key to zoom out, or simply turn the mouse wheel. By moving the mouse wheel downwards or pressing page down, the camera will zoom out into an almost vertical perspective. Now, when you move the mouse wheel upwards or press page upward, you will see the normal isometric views from different distances. Now change to the third-person perspective by zooming in closer. This is only possible if your avatar is inside the field of view. In the third-person perspective, you can control your avatar directly with the cursor keys or with the A, D, S, and W keys. If you hold down the right mouse button, you can change the view direction. Otherwise, operating SpellForce in this perspective is identical with the isometric view. Follow the path in third-person perspective toward the east to the next stone gate. You can change to the third-person perspective anytime during the game, but for now, we will assume you will be using the isometric view. Change back to the normal isometric view with the mouse wheel. An enemy goblin is lurking around the next corner. He isn't very dangerous. When you hold the mouse pointer over him, a bar will show you his health condition. Select your avatar and click with the right mouse button on the goblin. Your avatar will attack the goblin. As soon as he has been defeated, we will continue. The goblin's corpse will light up, which indicates that he was carrying an object with him. You can now take possession of this object. Take up a position close to the dead goblin and click on the corpse with the right mouse button. You can then see what object the goblin had with him on the left-hand edge of the screen. Click on the shield to take it with you. It will be automatically added to your inventory. The shield increases your avatar's armor class when you are carrying it. With a higher armor class, you lose fewer life points when an opponent hits you with the weapon. To open your inventory, click on the backpack symbol in the action bar, which can be found on the bottom of the screen. A window will open, and on the left you can select the different categories of your inventory. Click on the ring symbol, which stands for equipment. On the left, you now see the unused equipment. In the middle, the objects your avatar is currently using, and on the right, your character's current data. We'll deal with this data later. To equip your avatar with the shield, you must first pick it up with the mouse. Click on the shield and then click on the free section for the left hand beside the torso. Now close the inventory with a click on the backpack or the check mark in the lower right of the window, or by simply pressing I again. In the upper left-hand corner, you can see a clickable portrait of the avatar. We call these buttons portrait buttons. The green bar in the portrait indicates the character's health. When the character is injured, it will change color from green to yellow to red, depending on the severity of the injury. When the character has no more life points, he perishes. Your avatar's life points will, however, regenerate with time. The blue bar represents mana, magic energy. When a character's mana reserves have been depleted, he cannot cast any more spells. Mana is also replenished with time. Follow the path through the next stone gate until you have reached the wounded Lev. If someone offers you a dialogue, a symbol will float above the character. If this person is relevant to the main quest, it will be an exclamation mark. If the person is only relevant for optional side quests, it will be a question mark. Select your avatar, approach Lev, and click on him with the right mouse button to begin the dialogue.
I should have stuck with my books. I hope you haven't forgotten your healing arts, Tahira. Help me. Please heal me.
You have a healing spell at your disposal. If you wish to use a magic spell, there are two possibilities. The simplest possibility is offered by the click and fight system. To use this, select Lev. Under your avatar's portrait button, all meaningful actions for the selected target will appear. The blue hand is the symbol for the healing spell. Click on the symbol to heal Lev. The click and fight system can be used in the same way to launch damaging spells or melee attacks on hostile targets. As soon as you select an enemy unit, appropriate hostile actions will be offered. The alternative to this is the classic method. Select your avatar, then click the healing spell in the action bar, and then click on the wounded Lev in the game world. Speak to Lev again.
I thank you, Tahira. Without you, I would have been lost. I thank Aonir that Kaele found you.
What happened anyway? You're seeking a rune?
Yes, a special rune. Rowan is certain it must be somewhere in the ruins of Ankbrand. But the ruins are just swarming with orcs. We had to flee. Only Joshua managed to hide. Kaele knew where your house was. That's why we fought our way through to you. Please, you must help us.
All right. I will fetch your rune. You stay here and recover for a while.
As you command. Take good care, Tahira. Here, this spell scroll. I captured it from one of the orcs. Maybe it will be of some use to you. Keep following the trail. Perhaps you'll run across Joshua somewhere. May the gods grant that he is still alive.
You have received additional experience points and a magic spell scroll from Lev. It contains the Fireball spell. Once you have collected a specific number of experience points, your avatar will move up one level, will become stronger, and will be able to learn new skills. You receive experience points by defeating opponents and successfully solving quests. When you die, you lose a small amount of experience points every time. Next, your avatar should learn the magic spell you have just received. Open your inventory and click on the symbol for Spellbook. On the left, you will see the inventory for magic spell scrolls. On the right, your spellbook, and above it, the so-called magic memory, with 9 free spaces at the current moment. Click on the scroll in the inventory to place it on the mouse pointer. Then click any free space in your spellbook. You now have transferred a new spell into your spellbook. You can enter any number of spells into your spellbook, but you can only simultaneously memorize and use 10 of those magic spells in your magic memory. Learn the Fireball magic spell by clicking on the Fireball symbol in your spellbook, and then click on any free space in your magic memory. Now close your inventory. Follow the path until you see the Minotaur. Use the Fireball spell to defeat the Minotaur. Many creatures are partially or completely resistant to specific types of magic. Your avatar can also use rare objects found in the course of the game to protect himself better from magic attacks. Behind the next gate, a fire elemental creature awaits for you. This creature is completely resistant to your fire magic. Continue along the path. Try to use your magic spell against the fire elemental creature. If a creature has resisted a magic spell, you will see white bouncing sparks. After this, defeat the fire elemental creature in close combat. The fire elemental was carrying a hero's rune and 4 objects. Take possession of these. Beside your main character, you now have up to 5 heroes at your disposal. The heroes are your strongest allies and may have magic powers. The hero's rune you just found represents a skilled long-range fighter. The rune establishes the hero's characteristics and abilities. In the course of the game, you will find more runes and also replace some of the older runes. To summon a hero, you must use the hero's rune in your rune table, which you always have with you, and then find a hero's monument for the summoning procedure. Open your inventory and go to the category Rune Board. On the left side, you will see your currently unused runes, and on the right, the runes entered in the Rune Board. In the upper half of the rune table, you will find the spaces for the hero's runes, and below the spaces for workers' runes, subdivided into light and dark traces. Depending on which level your avatar has, you can apply up to 5 runes at once. Click on the rune of the hero and place it in one of the empty fields of the rune tablet located at the top. Now you will have to arm the hero. You should have received a bow, a dagger, and 2 pieces of armor. Go into the inventory and select the category Equipment. On the right side of the window, you will now see 2 portraits. Select the lower portrait and give your hero the 4 new objects from the left side of the inventory. The bow must go into his left hand. That's the space on the right-hand side. If your avatar or a hero cannot use an object, it will be marked with a red background. Close your inventory. Follow the path to the Great Monument. This is the Heroes' Monument.